Welcome to Pause and Play. I'm Jessica. This is your pocket companion, a place to pause, to play, and to find your way back home to yourself. You don't have to do anything, just be here. Guidepost 12. Be curious. Welcoming wonder, questioning assumptions, and staying open to discovery. Curiosity is a portal to presence. It asks, what else might be true? When we lead with wonder, we loosen fear and deepen connection. Close your eyes and take 3 slow, soft breaths. Imagine your mind opening like a window. Breathe in a question. What am I curious about right now? Let the answer arise naturally without force. And whisper, I choose wonder over judgment. Repeat it slowly. Let it spark something new inside of you. Be curious. Curiosity does not demand answers. It invites exploration. It softens rigidity. It says, maybe, let's see. What if? This mantra reminds us that presence is more powerful than certainty. We're often taught to be right, to be certain, to have all the answers. But curiosity allows us to be with what is, not just what we think we know. Curiosity makes space for compassion, for surprise, for change, and invites us to approach ourselves, others, and the world with gentle inquiry instead of harsh conclusions. It turns fear into fascination. And in that space, we learn, we connect, we grow. I've always asked a lot of questions. As a child, I was endlessly curious, peppering the adults around me with why and how. But somewhere along the way, I learned to tone it down, to look like I had things figured out, to seem certain, even when I wasn't. Later, as a single parent, trying to create stability in the midst of so much unknown, I clung to control. I overplanned, overthought, overfunctioned, trying to protect my family with certainty. But in that process, I shut out one of the most powerful tools I had: curiosity. My children brought me back to it. One bright afternoon, we were feeling cooped up inside our city row home. I had a long to-do list and a lot on my mind, but something in me softened. I grabbed a blanket. We headed to the park. We found our tree, laid down on the grass, and watched the clouds drift by. My youngest asked, what do you think a cloud feels like if you try to touch it? I started to answer with science. Condensation, water vapor, but I caught myself. I paused. What do you think? I asked. We spent the next half hour imagining what it would feel like to float on a cloud, to squeeze it into our palms, to taste it like cotton candy. That single shift, choosing wonder over explanation, transformed the moment into magic. That moment led to a spontaneous nature scavenger hunt. We noticed moss growing between bricks, raindrops clinging to spider webs, wildflowers breaking through pavement. We didn't go far, but curiosity made the ordinary feel extraordinary. That day reminded me, curiosity doesn't need all of the answers. Curiosity needs space. And that same curiosity can be turned inward. When my child is upset, I can ask, what might they be trying to tell me? When I feel overwhelmed, I can pause and wonder, what do I need right now? The pause, that simple shift, from judgment to curiosity has softened my inner world. It's helped me become more present, more compassionate, and more human. Curiosity is the gateway to presence. It invites us into wonder, connection, discovery. Even in the most familiar places, it helps us to stay open to each other and to ourselves. Now, curiosity is a family value. We ask questions, we explore ideas. We try things not because we have to, but because we get to. Curiosity keeps life vibrant. It turns pressure into play. And every time I choose to be curious, I remember I don't have to know everything. I just have to stay open to what's unfolding. Science meets soul. Curiosity activates the prefrontal cortex, enhancing our capacity for empathy, decision making, flexible thinking. It quiets the amygdala, the part of the brain that triggers fear and reactivity. The shift allows us to engage rather than to defend. It helps us to stay regulated in uncertainty and fosters openness, which supports deeper connection with ourselves and with others. When we ask questions gently, our nervous system feels safer to explore. Curiosity is the antidote to rigidity, judgment, and reactivity. It turns fixed beliefs into invitations. It softens our edges. When we are curious, we become better listeners, partners, parents, learners. We stop needing to control and start becoming more conscious. Curiosity is the beginning of everything brave. Try this. Daily practices. Ask a new question about something familiar. Replace judgment with curiosity. What else could be true? Observe a plant, a cloud, or child with wonder for 3 minutes. Try something for the first time and notice how it feels. Keep a questions I'm living journal. In conflict, pause and ask, what's going on underneath? Spend 5 minutes following your curiosity online or in a book. Say, tell me more during your next conversation. Notice something new in your daily routine. Explore an unfamiliar belief, culture, or perspective. Pause prompts. Where in my life have I stopped being curious? What assumptions am I making, and are they true? What might I be missing by rushing to conclusions? What does curiosity feel like in my body? When do I feel safe enough to be curious? What shuts down my curiosity? And what nurtures it? What questions do I carry but never ask? What would it look like to be curious about my emotions? What if I didn't have to fix anything today? Only explore. What part of me wants to be witnessed with wonder? Curiosity is presence with an open hand. When we pause and wonder, we stop clinging to control. We don't have to know everything. We don't have to solve it all. The pause gives us room to ask, to listen, to be surprised. Play prompts. Go on a noticing walk. What captures your attention? Interview a friend or child with open-ended questions. Start a what if sketchbook and fill it with playful possibilities. Try a new medium of art or play. Create a curiosity jar with random prompts to explore. Doodle your questions instead of your answers. Turn a mistake into an experiment. Make up a new word and define it. Play yes and with someone and follow the lead. Create a collage of things that make you wonder. Play is curiosity in motion. It doesn't ask for a destination, just discovery. In play, we stop trying to figure it out and start letting it unfold. This is the sacred space of learning, of living, of becoming. Integration practices. Begin each day with one question you want to explore. Replace I know with I wonder when facing difficulty. Keep a curious thoughts notebook. Let go of needing to be right. Practice asking open-ended questions. Reflect at the end of each day. What surprised me? Turn resistance into inquiry. Why does this feel hard? Ask your body what it's feeling before asking your mind. Sit in stillness and let one question arise naturally. Share your curiosity with someone instead of hiding it. Trust that not knowing is part of growth. Curiosity is a practice of trust, trusting the unfolding, the not yet known, the ever becoming. It's the way we learn to be with mystery, with contradiction, with our humanness. Let curiosity lead you closer to truth. Not rigid answers, but deeper connection. Art therapy prompts. Paint a question mark, abstract, layered, symbolic. Collage a curiosity cabinet of things that make you wonder. Illustrate your inner explorer. Draw a map of unknown places inside yourself. Create an art piece titled, What If? Make a zine about a question you're currently living. Use watercolor to reflect how curiosity moves through your body. Doodle while asking, what else could this be? Create a sensory collage with textures that evoke curiosity. Paint your mind as an open window. Personal exploration. Journal prompt. What am I curious about but afraid to explore? Doodle prompt. Draw a trail of question marks leading somewhere unknown. Collage prompt. Create a visual representation of a wonder-filled mind. I choose wonder over judgment. I trust what curiosity reveals. This affirmation opens your heart to discovery. It quiets the critic and empowers the questioner. Let it guide you to softer places of knowing. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Albert Einstein. Curiosity is a kindness. It allows you to meet life as it is with openness instead of expectation. You don't have to have the answers. You just have to keep asking brave, gentle questions. Stay soft. Stay open. Stay curious. Community, invitation. What's something you've recently gotten curious about? A thought, a feeling, a new perspective. Share what you're exploring and let us wonder together. Before you go, I want to recognize what you just did. You showed up, you stayed, and you allowed yourself to wonder instead of assume. Today you practiced curiosity, and in doing that, you opened new possibilities for yourself. You loved yourself beyond certainty, and every time you do that, your nervous system learns that you don't have to stay closed to stay safe. You can explore. You are leaving this episode differently than when you arrived, because now there is a part of you that stays open. And I want you to know, I see you. Carry this with you. Curiosity keeps you alive. I'll meet you here again soon. Pause and play.